Join discord.tv/flat earth and enter a VC check-in room, and someone will come along to VC Riffia to get involved with the conversation about Earth.
Enemy spotted.
The Crack Rabbit.
The Crack Rabbit says they're on the fence. So Crack Rabbit,
What?
you're on the fence. Are you leaning more fairy tale satanic globe, or are you leaning more creationist Bible biblical stationary and movable Earth? What do you think?
Those are my only two choices.
Well, if you want to come up with an octagon-shaped Earth, give us your evidence.
Well, I was just reacting to the question. I wasn't sure if those were my only two choices. Yeah.
Hey,
Sorry.
you're among friends here. Have you been in the server before?
Yeah. I don't know.
Cool.
When did I?
Did we treat you good the first time you were here?
When did I join the server? January 30th, 2017.
Wow. So you've been here multiple times.
Yeah, a few times.
Isn't that just when you created your account on Discord? Didn't you come here September 16th, 2019? Or am I looking at that wrong?
Oh, wait. Yeah, hold on. Where do I see my shit for this server? Yeah.
Yeah. We got one. This guy's a damn liar.
No, you're right. You're right. I looked at the wrong thing.
So how many years you been here?
I don't
Like,
know.
how long ago?
He said
Yeah, let me check real
2019.
quick. Okay.
And
So, like, what?
that's actually probably more accurate.
Yeah, September 16, 2019. And you're still on the fence.
I've got my fur.
Well, I can't say nothing because it took me about 2 years. I was fighting with myself back and forth, over and over again because I love space so much.
So
Yeah,
I was
definitely.
gonna ask the Crack Rabbit. Should we just call you the Crack Rabbit, or should we call you the Rabbit?
I mean, the Crack Rabbit's fine. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Crack Rabbit, in your journey throughout your life, have you ever witnessed for yourself agents per mile squared drop over distance?
Honestly, in my daily life, I'm not looking for it. I'm not.
Oh, okay. So if you're not looking for it, that means you've never experienced it?
Personally, I couldn't say that I've seen something. I'd be like, that proves the round Earth. The globe Earth. Yeah. Personally, no.
Okay. So are you like 50-50, globe fairy tale and 50-50 reality of flat Earth? Where would you say you are right now?
I mean, I'll just be honest. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a globe.
Okay, if it's a globe and
Wow.
if you're pretty sure it's a globe, then you have certain dimensions, or you have certain measurements of your globe, which is 3,959 mile radius times 2 is your diameter times pi is your circumference of 24,901 miles. Simple geometry, simple math says you should be able to experience agents per mile squared drop over distance. Where have you ever seen that?
So I don't know. That it's a flawed equation. It is.
Oh boy. So if it's a flawed equation, what's the correct equation?
There's a bunch of shit online. You can go look at. I don't know.
It's online. It's an equation that you're letting somebody else think for you about.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so answer me this: if I'm at 70, if I'm looking 70 miles out and I'm 6 feet observation height on your fairy tale globe, how much drop over distance should there be?
I mean, probably a decent bit. Yeah.
Can you, because you said there's a formula online? I'm just being direct with you because we're bros. If there's a 70 mile we're looking at 70 miles and we're at 6 feet observation height on your globe, which you're leaning towards, in your own words. What is the drop over distance in your fairy tale? Can you give me that number, please?
Wait, hold on. Doesn't Walter Bislin have like a whole thing on this?
Can you give me that? Can you? You sound like an intelligent human being. Can you give me the drop over distance on 70 miles, looking across 70 miles at 6 feet observation height? I mean, if you can't, just say you can't, and I'll move on to the next question.
Oh, hold on. So observer height. You said 6 feet.
Yeah, 6 feet.
See what Walter Bislin has to say about this. And what's the target distance?
70 miles.
There's some Googling going on right now?
No, it's Walt. You guys don't know about Walter Bislin? Jeez.
Yeah, we know all about Walter Bislin. What does Walter Bislin say about 70 miles, 6 feet observation height on the globe of 3,959 mile radius that you believe you live on?
So how much refraction should we take into account here?
If you're saying refraction, does that mean there's no geometric or physical horizon that you can see? Are you saying that the horizon is apparent and there's no physical horizon because you're invoking refraction, basically telling us that there's no physical or geometric horizon? Is that what you're telling us?
Are you saying that that's what's hiding things?
The physical and geometric horizon is on your ball of 3,959 mile radius, where things start to disappear from view. So when you invoke refraction, you're saying
we've seen it multiple different ways. We've seen it on a clear day, and then we've seen it where you can't. There's not even water at the boat that we're looking at if we're talking about
What have you seen on clear days?
footage.
On clear days, what
I
have
don't
you
live on the
seen?
water, so I don't.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
not sitting out there taking fucking video of boats.
Okay. So you've never seen the physical or geometric horizon of your ball?
In what way?
Have you ever seen drop over distance? Have you ever seen inches per mile squared drop over distance?
No, because I'm not looking for it just driving around, dog.
So how do you know it exists if you've never seen it?
I know exactly. Yeah. See, it's all personal experience with you guys. Yeah. I
Yeah,
get it.
well,
I get it.
it should be okay. I love that. It should be personal experience with you guys. Why isn't it personal experience for you?
Because it's fucking pretty big. I mean,
Oh,
you're not going to
oh,
go out and just
oh.
see it on your day to day.
Are
That's not
you
how it
are you
works.
sure? Are you sure?
How big?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen curvature of the? Have you ever seen curvature?
Exactly. You're still calling it in to question. Have you
Have
seen
you?
it? It has to be personal experience. It's like you can't see
Yes.
it on your day to day,
Yes.
and then you're like, but have you ever seen it?
Have you ever seen it? I've never seen it.
Have you
I
seen?
was a globe believer for about probably 95, 96% of my life,
Have you
and I
seen
just assumed it
Soundly's?
without ever seeing it. And now that I know it doesn't exist, so you've never seen it. How do you know it exists if you've never seen it? That's a serious question.
Okay. And have you seen Soundly's shit regarding the Pontchartrain?
Can you just answer a question with a question, my friend?
Yes, I did.
Have
Look, I'm
you
really trying to
been?
learn, and I feel like
Have
I have a
you
lot to learn from you. So I'd really
crack
like,
rabbit? Crack rabbit. Have you ever
I was just gonna point you guys into
crack rabbit?
to a video, a
Crack
series of
rabbit. I've
videos.
seen the video.
Okay.
I've seen the
Yeah.
video. I got this, guys. I got this.
Refraction? Is it
I
refraction?
got this. I got this.
It's pretty good.
Crack rabbit. I've seen the Lake Pontchartrain video. Can videos and where you are and time of the day influence whether it looks curved or not? Yes or no?
Definitely.
Thank you.
I'll just give you that.
So
I'm just
you're
gonna give
going
it to you.
by one.
However, hold on. However, with the information at hand, which is all of the actual engineering of the bridge, you know 100% that all of the shit is like the same height, minus like the marine humps. It's all the same height, and they got it on some of the clearest days you could ever fucking find it. Straight up.
He's got
Not
one.
all of it. Not
He's
all of
got
it.
one. Soundly has one video. That's all he has. I have a video that shows that you can see all the way across, which is 20 some miles, and it's flat as a pancake. So are you taking, now I want you to be
What?
honest
He
with,
took
I
video
want you to
from
be,
a hotel room,
I
like
want you to
way
be
above the
on, Crack
ground.
Rabbit. I want you to be honest with us. You're taking one video from a globe believer and saying that proves 8 inches per mile squared. Is that correct?
I'm talking about the work that was put into that video, looking at all of the shit, all of the engineering of the bridge, knowing like all of the proportions, every single measurement, knowing that, and knowing what was observed, and then mapping it out. Did you see where the fucking the boat in the water and shit? All of it. They went at it from multiple angles, and every single one.
I
Every single
saw
one.
I saw the video. I saw the
Are you
video.
saying,
Go ahead.
that the engineering shows that they factored in curvature into the bridge? Is that what you're saying?
No.
But what are you saying?
Every pylon on all of the main sections that aren't in the marine humps are the same height. Yet, what
Yeah,
is observed is
is it looks curved.
yeah, but you lose the bottom section of the bridge the farther out you look. It's not that everything just squishes, right? That's not what we're
So
seeing. It's
can
that we're
things just
literally
be
losing the bottom portion the farther out that we
okay?
go.
So you claim refraction. You claim refraction. Why isn't there refraction in that video?
So we know the actual like
We know why.
conditions that like create like the craziest refraction, right?
Well, no. But what are you talking about? Refraction. What
What
refraction are you talking about?
like
Are you talking
looming?
about the changing of direction in light, or are you talking about the
Let's
bending of light?
let's make it
Which
a
is
little
what?
more complicated and add diffraction to the mix and reflection.
Yeah. What about that?
What moving
It's
light
funny.
up?
Like
What
I just want to point something out to you. Yeah. So you see something that's curved, and you go, "Look, it's curved," and then you see something that's flat, and you go, "Oh, refraction." So if it looks flat, it's refraction. If it's curved, it's not. So how are you telling the difference between curved and flat?
Huh?
How are you doing that? How are you confirming that one is refracted and one's not?
I mean conditions. The actual
Conditions of what?
the air condition, like literally like the humidity, like all kinds of shit. You know,
Right. So how
especially
much
over
does
water,
that
like the
make it?
water temperature and all kinds of shit.
Okay. So was the bridge photo not taken? Was the bridge video not taken over water?
Oh, boom, water. There it is. Yep, you got me. I like that water is like the place that you would want to like try and take a look at this stuff, and that's why it's been used. But now, it can be used as like a nah. Mm-mm. Good. I like it. Seriously, I was coming in here to see why so when did Battle Mod get kicked?
We don't,
That's irrelevant,
who
man.
cares?
So all right. So we've come to the conclusion that
No,
that
no,
video,
cause I have no idea.
all of
Like
these
he's just
videos.
gone. That's
You
all.
don't need to talk over me, man. I didn't finish my sentence.
No, it's
Um,
fine. Yeah,
that
I
that
didn't
you
come in here
can't
to
show.
argue flat Earth. To be honest with you,
I'm not really arguing with you, man. I'm just having a conversation.
you know what I mean.
Yeah. If you want to call it arguing, you can call it arguing. I just want to know, like, so what does that video prove to you?
I mean,
You say it proves
it's
curvature,
fairly
but
it's fairly good evidence that the Earth is curved.
Yeah,
You know?
and then what? So what do you say about the black swan? Then do you just say that? Do you just that?
What do I say about the what?
He doesn't know
Okay.
about the
Have you
black
got?
swan.
Oh, black
Oh,
swan. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
so that's refraction. You're just going to go. That's refraction.
I don't know. I haven't looked very much into that. So, I mean,
Okay. Look in
from my
look in
understanding,
the
it's
live stream voice check.
definitely very possible. Yeah, yeah. I mean, you're not seeing like
Okay. So that was my question. So
you're not seeing
so
like
how do you tell the difference?
the
So
whole
if you look in
thing.
live stream voice text,
What was the elevation that the picture was taken from?
1 foot, 1 foot.
1 foot.
Yeah, it's from a video. Video shows it all. This is just a still shot taken from the video. Furthest rig out is 9.41 miles, so we can safely say that the horizon is at 10 miles. Correct?
So wait, so he was at sea level, 1 foot above sea level. Is that what you're saying, or
1
1
foot
foot?
above sea level. Correct. He takes out in the video, he actually takes out a measuring tape, shows the water, shows the video of him setting up the tripod. 1 foot observer height. We see past 10 miles, but for easy maths, we're going to use it for 10 miles.
I
We
thought the
can
black
safely
swan
say
was the photo that was taken like in the mountain range.
no, that's not black swan. Black swan is just it's just a thing. Like they used to think that all swans
We're
were white, and then they discovered a black swan. So therefore, all swans can't be white anymore. Yeah. So it's just a reference to that.
no, I understand the
So a
reference.
black swan means
I
once you
just
have one thing that
I was
shows
fairly
that it's
certain
not a
that
white swan, then they're all black swans. But this is the black swan photo. Still image taken from a video. So can you explain to me at your extreme refraction rate that, or even standard refraction, this would take the horizon to 1.6 miles instead of 1.225. So why can we see 10?
Oh wait, so this is like the new black swan. Sorry, I wasn't in the right.
New Black Swan.
New black swan.
Yeah, the old
What's the
one
old Black Swan?
was the one that it was they were way like up in the mountains somewhere. I can't even remember fucking where now at this point, but they were way
Don't
up in the
worry about that
mountains,
one.
and
These ones are better
Yeah.
at taking over the water. So
I think it's interesting that like you did some research, right, and you found this video, and you're like saying, "Oh man, this is great proof," right? But then you've never even seen the black swan that
I don't fucking
we're talking
follow
about
you
Flat
guys
today.
Earth
want to
every
take
day,
over? I
dude.
can shut my mic. I'm going to make some noise. Sorry, guys. I'm going to
Well,
mute up.
what's interesting, Crack Rabbit, is right
I have a
above
job, you know. I'm not here
Crack
arguing
Rabbit,
this shit all the time.
right above where the black swan is. I just posted. It's a 2-minute video. It's an actual video of Lake Pontchartrain going across about 24 miles, and it shows flat. You want to take a look at it and give us your opinion? It's an actual video. I brought a video for you to see, not Soundly's thing that I've already seen. Here's an actual video showing Lake Pontchartrain. It's 2 minutes long. You want to look at it and give your opinion?
Sure, I'm looking at it.
Damn, that looks pretty flat to me. Holy shit.
What's your observer height? No, I'm kidding. Yeah, cool. Yeah.
Cool. And so I think when you're talking
I'd
about
have to brush up on the area to.
yes, hey,
It's been a while since I've seen the
what you
thing.
just said, what you just said is the key. You need to see it for yourself and not have somebody else tell you what you're seeing. Soundly is one of the biggest globers on social media. He will try to convince you that you live on a spinning space ball in the vacuum of outer space, which is, if you get away from your indoctrination and your cognitive dissonance, it is scientifically impossible for that globe of yours to be doing what it supposedly does. It is scientifically impossible because it violates Newton's third law of motion, second law of thermodynamics, and the inverse square law of light. It
Like,
violates all those things.
If we get away from all of it, like, what would be the thing? Like, if you were to try and convert me, right? What would be
Yes.
the thing? Like, the one thing that you
Yes.
would choose?
We
Be
can
like,
see too far.
No curvature.
We can see too far.
No. Let's get outside of that. We're already.
That's it. No curvature.
Yeah, heretic is
it?
right. Heretic is right. We can see too far.
That's it.
That's it. That's all you need. We can see too far for you to live on a ball of 3959 radius or 24,901
I
miles
thought you guys
circumference.
had something else.
We don't have to say anything else. We can see too far, and there's no evidence of 8 inches per mile squared. Is that difficult to understand?
What do you mean? Is that all
you
you've
guys had
got?
something else.
Like,
I don't know.
what does that mean? Is that all you've got? If there's no curve, there's no ball. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm
What
just
does it mean
saying,
for
like,
a curve? What do you
I'm
need for
just
a
saying,
ball?
like, so, like, something that the average human is never going to, like, feel or experience or even really actually be able to see.
How do you know
just said it?
How do you
So
know
hold
it
on.
exists then?
Okay, sure, I'll give you that. Cool, but I'm saying, like, you don't have
What
like
about laser
something
tests?
else you can get
What
onto
about laser
that
tests?
isn't.
What do you mean something else? You just said that you don't know that the globe exists. What else do we need?
I didn't say that.
Yeah, you did. You said that you'll give that to him. He asked you, how would you know that it actually is curving? You said, I'll give
No,
that to you.
no,
Okay,
I
so
said
you don't know it's curving.
I'll
You
give the
don't know
argument
it's
to
a
you
globe.
because
So what
you're
else?
talking about things that you can see, and that's just and I know for flat earthers that's like a huge thing, it's like we
Why
can't
isn't it a
see
huge
this.
thing for you?
No,
Crack
What
rabbit.
about laser
we
tests?
can't see this, we can't feel this, so
Oh,
it must not be
so
happening.
what about laser tests and actually measuring no drop over distance? What about that?
Sure, show it to
It's
me.
a physical measurement. Yeah, we've got one over 120 kilometers.
Over land or over water.
Oh, it has to be over water. It was
So you
done
gotta-
by the military and a university in conjunction. 120 kilometers. 3 different colored lasers. Yeah, do you know what
That's pretty
the drop
cool.
over distance is for 120 kilometers? It's almost a kilometer drop.
If you do just 8 inches per mile squared.
It's a little over 3,000 feet.
Yeah, well, it's not in miles; it's in kilometers. But yeah, then you'd have to convert it. So,
Yeah, at 70. It's approximately 72 miles or 70 miles.
You
That would
divide by
be
1.8
3,000.
or something.
Never mind.
What'd you say? Divided by what? 1.6 kilometers. 1.6. Oh, sorry. A
I was
mile is
thinking out loud.
0.67 or something, or 0.64 of a kilometer. A kilometer is 0.6. I don't know. Whatever. I use kilometers.
Yeah, a mile is 0.62 of a kilometer.
Yeah, that's right. No, the other way around. Isn't it? Kilometer is 0.62 of a mile.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
Thank
right. Yeah. So, would you accept laser tests as something?
Just a bevy of evidence against the whole flat Earth thing. That's all. I mean, especially
Well,
like
like what? Can you give us one?
I mean,
What's the
there's
best one?
an entire like world of science out there that says it's not.
Oh,
Science.
And
Like what?
again, I haven't
Could you just go
personally
into any
experienced
details?
it, so haven't
Okay, but
personally
could you go?
experienced
what?
it.
That's fine. That's fine. You said there's a whole world of science out there. Would you be able to go into any detail about what that is?
I don't know, fellas. I've had like 7 beers. I'm just.
Come on,
I'm
dude. I've
chilling.
been drinking all day. That's not an excuse. Hey, can I ask you an honest question though? And I
Sure.
mean this,
Yeah, sure.
like,
No, I'm chilling,
honestly.
man. Go ahead.
So the conversation we're having right now, you brought that evidence in that solidified, your belief, and then I'm sorry, I really wasn't paying attention.
I just
No,
cited
no,
a
hold on. Let me
Soundly
finish. Please, let me
video.
finish.
Come
Let me
on.
please let me finish. I really wasn't paying attention, and when I asked you about it, you kind of like laughed at me like I was some idiot because I didn't know what you were talking about. But
No,
then we asked you about the Black
I'm
Swan,
drinking.
and you didn't know about that. And so my question is, when you're like researching this information, are you just looking at the information from things that are trying to debunk flat Earth? Are you just learning that and not ever trying to test it for yourself and look at what flat earthers actually say? Honestly,
Um,
it's okay. I don't care. Just curious.
you know a good one. Uh, again, it's another video, but it's good.
Okay, but you didn't answer my question, friend.
No, what am I gonna do in my little day to day? I have to work. Like I have a life.
Well, but
So
you had time to look up this, the things that you're presenting in here to trying to debunk, right?
I'm sure
You had time to do that, right? But do you ever,
no, I'm not.
go the extra mile? And no, okay.
So you have to work. So you're not the guy who has the globe proof then. So who is?
It's not me.
We keep hearing that. Every time we ask these questions, we're not talking to the person that we want. It's always someone else who has it. Someone else over there in the corner has the globe proof. Some white coat, some person with a PhD who's been to school for a long time knows something that none of us can tell you what it is.
Well, Neil said you can't see the curve.
And I appreciate you coming in here, and I'm glad you came in here because I like hearing from men like you,
Sure
and
you
I
do.
like it when you can be honest.
What that I'm like?
So
I'm just like
let's be honest.
I've been drinking. I've been smoking some weed. We were just playing the Quake 2 remaster.
Yeah,
Honestly,
like I said, dude, I've
I
been
was just coming
drinking
here
all
just
day.
trying to find out. Well, where the hell BattleMod is because he's hilarious.
Yeah,
That's
well,
all. That's all. Yeah, I was in some other server that he like invited me to, and now it's like gone. And then like I
like
don't know. There were like
you know,
2 other ones.
you
And
don't
then
have his info. You can't call him and ask him himself. Well, like, why are you asking us?
I never like friend requested him on Discord. So yeah, no, he's just gone. So whatever. No big deal.
Well, maybe he's working because like you, we all got to work, right? We don't have time to.
Prove the
I'm
globe.
sorry, I'm fucking around, but
Prove fantasies.
yeah, shit, man.
I don't know. For me, like I came up like loving astronomy and stuff, and so just
Who didn't?
all that
We all did. We all did.
all the shit makes more sense in that world, than it
I
would
I
with
love
like
Superman. I love X-Men.
well, yeah, but
What makes
there's
sense?
a difference. Like, I can see planets and stars and stuff. I can't point a telescope somewhere and see Superman or Wolverine or something. You know what I mean? Like
You
big
can see the
difference there.
the curve.
You know what? When I was growing up, we weren't concerned with curve. We were looking to the stars, my friend.
Looking in the opposite direction, right? And then
Oh,
you're
and
interpreting, right? You don't actually know what you're looking at when you just look at a light in the sky, but you've been given a story about what it is in this context of this heliocentric system that you think.
It's a
And
pretty deep story, though.
that part is a story, though, right? You're not actually seeing that. That's just your interpretation of what you saw based on what people have told you about what it is. You
So
don't know
so we're
actually
both
what
crippled when it comes to like figuring out like what the stars are. That's what
pretty
you're
much.
saying?
Yeah, sort of. I
Cool,
guess
cool.
in a
All right.
manner of speaking, sure.
I can live with that. That's fine. You're right. You're right. No lie. You're right.
well, even if we did know what they were and all that shit, it still doesn't have anything to do with where we're standing. How
I
does
mean,
that?
there definitely are some observations of the stars that kind of like weirdly like do away with some of the flat Earth stuff. That's all. I mean, at least
Like,
depending
name
on
one.
depending on how you view your model of the flat Earth. But yeah, I mean, like
I don't have a model of the flat Earth.
Like star trails are, one, especially like having people from very different points of the globe looking at the South Pole, essentially. The Southern Star, the Southern Cross.
What globe?
About the Southern Cross.
Standing on whatever the fuck we're standing on. How about that? Standing on whatever we're standing on and looking south.
Okay, so if the sky shows you that we're living on a ball, then surely you should come back down to the land and measure the ball. Yeah? Because it's physical, like we live here. Like you can do things on it.
Sure. I'm just saying, like, star trails are.
But you can't confirm what's going on in the sky.
Star trails are pretty definitive.
What else? What's up there?
Are you talking about when?
It's definitive?
Is he talking about when you're in the north and you look at the stars, and then when you're in the south, they rotate from clockwise to counterclockwise? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not really true.
It is, though.
That's what I always hear people talk.
It's not.
But
it's not. They're going east to west, right? That appears to be counterclockwise if you're facing north. It appears to be clockwise if you're facing south. Don't matter where you are.
No, I mean, it's a bit problematic. It is.
What's the problem with that?
So. Again, it depends on like your model of the flat Earth in your mind, like how it's represented in your mind. All right. Is it?
Well, here's how it works, right?
Is it like the equidistant azimuthal map? Is that like? Are we going to use that as like the basis?
No. Here's how it works.
See, and that's what I'm trying to figure out. Yeah.
Listen, I'll tell you. I'll help you. So
no. Tell me what we're on. That's what.
If something is turning in one direction, right? It's going in one actual direction.
You look one way, and they're going to be moving that way. Then you look, yeah.
Right. It's going east to west, and for me, it's going from my left to my right. If I turn around, then what's it doing? It's going from my right to my left. Then, right? Simply because I turned around, and that's all that clockwise and counterclockwise are relative directions, right? Left to right, right to left. Just depends on the observer's orientation. That's all. The thing is still going in the same direction. You're just turning around. So you don't have to travel to do that, right? You just turn around.
Unfortunately, that's not actually what's observed, though.
Yeah, it is.
But it's not.
Do you want me to show you? Yeah, it is. I've talked to like hundreds of people like you who say that exact thing and don't know what they're talking about. I can just post it for you right now in the live stream voice text. It'll take you 3 minutes to watch the video showing that that's exactly what happens.
Post it. I want to see it too.
So,
I'm interested in that.
But just real quick, so it's not like the azimuthal or whatever equidistant azimuthal map. That's not what you consider the flat Earth.
No, that's a representation. That's a drawing. That's an illustration. That's not reality. That's not the terrain.
No, I get that, but that's at least like a decent representation of what you posit the Earth is.
No, I'm just talking about the surface properties of water, which preclude the possibility of Earth being a globe. That's all. I'm not saying anything about the way the land is laid out or any of that, or there being an ice ring around us or any of those things.
So you don't have any idea about how the sun travels around, how the moon travels around.
No, I don't need to.
Any of it, because all those are very predictable, and they all match up pretty well.
Match what?
With the globe.
Well, there's something that doesn't match with a globe, which is the surface of the Earth, right? Which must be curving, which it observably isn't. So where does that fit into the globe?
So really, that's all we're going to focus on.
Well, that's it. That's the end of the line for the globe.
I guess
surface
you're right.
if it's a ball, right? If it doesn't do that, well, back to the drawing board. Let's figure it out.
Observations outside of yeah. Cool.
Well, don't you agree?
Cool. I mean, if you can't.
Well, he just posted the video, so if you want to observe what he just said, you can.
I mean,
Yeah, he points the camera northeast, southwest, right? And he does it from both so-called hemispheres, right? When it's pointing north, it doesn't matter if he's in so-called northern or southern hemisphere, right? The motion is counterclockwise, and vice versa. And it's just because what's on your left then becomes on your right if you turn around. That's all.
he's in Arizona, huh?
Uh huh. But I mean, wouldn't you agree that no matter what you interpret from the things that happen in the sky, if the ground isn't curving, then the world can't be a ball?
I think there's a lot of things that we can observe. That
Are any
prove.
of them curvature of the Earth?
Yeah.
Okay, where can we observe that? That's what we're looking for.
I mean, geodetic surveys prove that it's definitely a globe.
How so?
Given the fact that they take into effect, the shape of the Earth. Yes, they don't over short distances when they're putting shit down. They definitely don't. But over
Wrong.
actual long
Wrong.
distances, they do.
You're wrong.
Sounds like they're just begging the question based on what you said, but go ahead, Timbo.
Yeah. What they do is they take 3 points, line of sight. They take the measurements of the 3 points and then they wrap it around the geodesic ball. All they do. It says it in the manual.
Yeah.
A geodesic. What was it?
Well, they're just projecting their angle measurements onto a presupposed spheroid, right?
Yeah, and somehow all our highways are pretty good. I mean, yeah, some are full of potholes and shit, but so they're presupposing, right? But they're doing what? They're taking measurements and then projecting them onto a geodesic. What was it? Okay.
I don't know. That was what Timbo said, so I was just going to let him answer.
It's true though. Yeah,
Yeah, they just wrap it. So they wrap it around a ball. They
yeah.
take 3. You take the 3 points, line of sight, so they have to be a straight line. And then what they do is they take the dimensions of the ball that they give it, and then they put those 3 points down onto the ball. Yeah, and then that creates a circular line, and then you get your spherical excess.
Yeah, and
You don't
because
get
the
spherical
Earth
excess.
is
You don't measure. You don't
because
measure spherical excess. You
because the Earth is so
get an
big,
equation that gives you spherical
it's not going to be
and
that big a
wrap it.
deal.
Okay, so we're not actually measuring spherical excess, and it sounds like you're agreeing that these angle measurements are just being projected onto the imagined sphere, right? You could do the same thing for like an imaginary pineapple or an imaginary pizza or a Pringle, right? You just project these measurements, right? These angles onto any of those and come out with the same thing that you're talking about with the globe.
Pretty big. Yeah. Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, it's pretty big. That's what I mean.
What, the imaginary sphere?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, I guess it's imaginary.
How is that an argument that something's too big? I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
Well, that's kind of like a concession, though. You're just
Look at
saying,
some of the shit they tell us about space and all these planets, how far they are on this crazy shit. But you're telling me that the Earth is too big?
it's
Come
it's
on.
not it's not really an argument, though. It's more of a concession because you're saying, well, I can't show it to you. It's too big. Well, that's what we're saying. We can't see it. We can't observe it. We can't measure it.
Yeah,
We
you're
can't
talking
detect
about building
it
things
anyway.
on terrain, yeah. But yes, geodetic survey definitely takes into account the curvature of the Earth, for
It
sure.
just takes into account presupposed curvature of the Earth.
Yes,
And then they just take
for
three
a
straight
reason.
lines, right, and project it onto this presupposition of a curved Earth.
Yep, you're right.
So it's three straight lines. Where are you getting spherical excess in those?
Probably nowhere. Let's be honest,
That
because you know,
yeah.
shit ain't that big, compared to the Earth. So
Well, it doesn't matter how big the straight lines are. The internal angles must always sum to 180 degrees if they're connected in a triangle, right? So if you're saying that you're getting more than that, from three straight lines, where's that coming from? It's coming from the part that Timbo's talking about where they project it onto their curve that they presuppose.
yeah, you're right. Even though they presuppose it, like every section of highway, so like it changes every time because they want to make it as flat as possible for you, you know. But again, you haven't looked into how they actually like build the highways and stuff, so that's fine. It's fine. You guys
Well,
can keep talking for a
I got
second.
a
Go ahead.
question.
I'm gonna
I
listen.
got a
I'm gonna
question. So,
piss
like,
though. Piss.
we're given these dimensions, right, of the globe. We're told the radius and all that. But you're saying, it's so big that we can't measure any of that? Why can't, if we know the dimensions of the sphere, then why can't we use that to measure, the curvature? Drop over
Just
distance. Why can't we do that, friend?
because it's too big.
How do we know those dimensions if they're too big to be measured?
That's my point.
You're at the cricket soundboard right now.
I think he said he was leaving.
Nah, for real?
I heard him say something like that.
Nah, he's still here, isn't he?
Like he was going like away from the computer for a second or something.
Yeah, I think he. Oh no, wait, he's here.
So did he even hear what I said at all?
I don't think so because right when you were talking, he said something about that he had to do something.
That's convenient.
Yeah, how high in altitude would you have to go to see a curve?
You'll have to ask not Professor Dave that, because that's what he said. You can't see the curvature of the Earth on the surface of the Earth. You have to go into the air. So we'll need to get not Professor Dave on the line and ask him. You know that what Heretic said. The bottom line is you can see too far, and you can't see inches per mile squared drop over distance. So if you can see too far and you can't see inches per mile drop over distance, party's over, guys. Your imaginary globe never existed. That's all you got. That's all you got to worry about. The rest of it's just noise.
That's for sure.
Well, and he said, the Earth is so big. Well, so are the dimensions we're given? Is it bigger than that? Is it,
Yeah.
is that, are those,
Well, like we accounted for how big they said it was, and we're not seeing what we should see if it is that big. So it doesn't even make sense to come back with, well, it's too big.
Yeah, it is.
yeah,
No sense whatsoever to say it's too big when we're told what it is, but you can't experience it, and we can see too far. Case closed, guys. Your indoctrination and your brainwashing needs to go bye-bye, and your cognitive dissonance.
How many times have you? I've heard that a bunch of times today. The "it's too big" argument.
it always comes up. They all, eventually, they all say it.
Yeah, it's just like a script. Like they're really missing the point because when we show them the black swan, we're accounting for how big they say it is and what we should be seeing if it is that big. We don't see that, and then they say, "Well, it's too big." Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, because some of the measurements that we hear NASA throw out are freaking ridiculously like distances. The
I mean,
distances.
if anything, the bigger the planet, the more your argument could work.
But the planet, we've been told for how many centuries, is this
Sure.
size right here. So, CrackRabbit, as
Centuries.
Heretic said, you can't see 8 inches per mile squared drop over distance. We can see too far if we lived on a globe of 3959 radius, so we can see too far, and you can never see drop over distance of 8 inches per mile squared drop over distance. So therefore, your globe, your fairy tale globe, is dead, and your cog disk needs to go bye-bye.
So, like, all other observations can get thrown out of the window because you've seen
No.
you've seen
Who's
something.
saying that?
You've seen something. You know,
Who's
10
saying
miles
that?
out over the water.
What's supposed to get thrown out the window? We're talking about observations here, not throwing them out the window.
Yeah, other
Hey,
observations that you know.
You're the one throwing the
Are you
observations.
going back to the observations of the sun and the stars again? Is that what? I thought we already went through that.
Oh, you showed a video that it's whatever. It's whatever.
But you're the one
No, it's
throwing
not
the
whatever.
observations out the window, though.
How are multiple people looking south on a flat plane, yet seeing the same thing?
Let's stay on the let us stay on the ground.
We're on the ground. We're on the ground.
Stay on the ground and measure, test the earth, test the ground,
Yes,
not
this
the
is-
sky. Test.
No.
No, wait. Test the ground.
You want to get away
Measure.
from that. You want to get
Measure.
away from that.
No, because you've never been up there. Nobody has ever been up there. Measure the ground where you walk on. 1, you see too far for a ball to be 3959, and you've never seen 8 inches 8 inches per mile squared drop over distance.
definitely want to get
You've
away
never
from
seen it.
about
You've never
observations.
seen it, and we can see too far. Therefore, your globe, your fairy tale globe, has never existed, and your indoctrination and your cognitive dissonance is the reason why you still believe in your fairy tale.
I get that you don't want to lock yourself down to like a flat Earth model, but like how?
We don't live on a
Literally
model.
how?
We don't live on a model. We live in reality.
Yeah, but
We don't live in a
humans
model.
do is we model things.
No, we don't. We
It's exactly what
experience.
we do.
We experience our reality. I can
Yes,
model
and then we want to represent them.
Crack
That's
Rabbit.
exactly what humans do.
So, wait
Crack
a minute. Do we
Rabbit.
have
do.
a working, functional globe model?
Yeah, it's
No,
very.
you don't.
We do.
You have a
It-
fairy
We do.
tale.
It can
You have a
predict
fairy tale.
every single
Jim's
thing.
right. Jim's right about that. It's not a functioning model. It is just a story.
It literally will predict
It
every.
predicts nothing. It predicts zero.
Well, what do you think it predicts, Crack Rabbit? Get specific.
Everything. I mean,
What?
literally.
Everything. When you say everything, what does your spinning space ball in the vacuum of outer space predict?
Everything observable
What?
from our planet.
You-
Astrologically,
No. You can't-
astronomically, not
Crack Rabbit, you cannot experience 8 inches per mile squared drop over distance, and you can see too far. Case closed. Your cognitive dissonance and your indoctrination has to go.
So all of the observable,
You
cosmic
don't observe it.
shit.
Yeah.
You don't observe it.
We don't observe it.
Yeah.
You're the one throwing the observations out because we keep bringing them to you, going, "Hey, look, there's no globe here. There's no 8 inches per mile squared drop."
Yeah,
and then
that
you
shit's
just keep
been
responding
argued,
with and then you just keep responding with, "Why do you guys want to throw out all the observations when that's exactly what you're doing?"
Yeah, you want to focus on one thing.
One thing. That's all you
one
need.
thing.
All you need is you can't observe 8 inches per mile squared drop over distance, and you can see too far. That's all we need. Your cognitive dissonance, cognitive dissonance, and your indoctrination. The eyes. Hey, Crack Rabbit. The eyes are useless when the mind is blind. Open your mind.
Look, don't be offended, Crack Rabbit. Jim is a very passionate man.
I'm not offended.
Don't
I just
you-
don't think he
Okay,
doesn't have to
good.
get. We don't have to take it to
Well,
that
he's-
level.
It's like
Quantum Eraser is not here. We don't have to take it to that level.
Well, it's like you keep trying to get us to argue some sort of a model. We're not talking about that. We're testing the globe claim. Right? We're
Yes.
testing that claim.
That-
The problem is you can't
a
get
model
You can't get past square one and you want to go to square 10. You know, you want to skip over. You know, you want to skip over the fact that there's no curve.
I would assume that, like, you know, it's been this many fucking years, you know, and somewhere someone would have come up with a feasible, workable, serviceable flat Earth model. Because
you didn't do it for the globe, so why the double standard?
There is one for the
Yeah,
globe.
what-
You can talk
Oh my
about.
God.
Hold on. We can argue like the surface of the shit all day long. But what does work very well is using a sphere
For what?
to predict
For what?
everything that we see outside.
Specifically.
Yeah. How the sun
What
moves.
specifically?
How the moon moves. The stars, all that shit. Literally, like, that shit, it's hard to apply to a fucking flat plane.
Well, all you've done is just reverse engineer the stuff that we've seen in the sky onto this imagined globe.
Yes, that's like what
that's
humans
all that's been done.
do. That's
It's
what
not
humans
that
do.
it's not that you had a globe and then you came up with all these predictions. They're actually
Correct.
just things that you've seen play out over and over
engineered
again.
it.
And then you just apply them to this globe idea that you have.
Correct. Now
all you
imagine,
did.
hold on. Now imagine you found some crazy ass technology. Shit just fucking crash landed onto onto the planet. How would you go about seeing how it worked? Would you just use it and not even know what the fuck it does? No. You would sit there and meticulously reverse engineer it.
How do I reverse engineer the moon? What is the moon?
I think, yeah. I don't think he's making sense there.
I'll give it to you. I'll give it. Fuck it. Right? We didn't go to the moon. We don't know what the moon is. But what we do know what the moon does is exactly how it travels around us. Right?
And what does the moon do?
It orbits us slightly faster than we
I'm going to ask you a real direct question because I've already talked about we see too far 8 per mile square drop has never been seen. You won't accept that. I'm going to tell you this one. Between the new moon, between the first quarter going to the waning gibbous, to the full moon, to the waxing gibbous, to the third quarter of the moon, the sun is not directly illuminating the moon. The moon is looking up and the sun is below it. So it is not directly illuminating line of sight. It is not directly illuminating the moon over half the time that is in the sky during the lunar cycle. The moon is not being illuminated by the sun line of sight. Therefore, there's something going on other than what you've been taught in school. Can you agree with that?
I mean, it 100% is the sun's light that is
lighting
the
I
moon.
just told you between the first quarter and the third quarter, the waning and waxing gibbous, it is not being lit direct line of sight. And if you don't believe me, go look at it yourself. Line of sight. When I talk to somebody, it's line of sight. When light shows me, it's line of sight. The sun is not illuminating line of sight, the moon, between the first and the third quarter. Now, that is the fact. You go look at it wherever you live between the first and the third quarter, and you come back and tell us.
Well, let's take a look at it.
This is heavy stuff, TheCrackRabbit. This stuff will wake your life up big time because we are all born into a prison system we cannot see. Therefore, we don't know we're in it. You're in a prison system you don't know you're in. It started at age 5 and is continuing to this day. But you and I and Heretic and Timbo and Paul and Kel are going to get you out of this prison system, and we're going to open your mind so your eyes can see.
Well, I hope he does that for himself.
It's going to be a little tough. I went to space camp twice.
Oh
at
boy.
2 different locations, and it was dope as fuck.
You went to space twice?
Space camp.
Space camp.
You went to indoctrination camp twice?
I went to space camp in Canaveral, and then I went to the one that was in Alabama.
You went to indoctrination camp twice. Can you agree with that?
And it was dope as fuck.
You went to indoctrination camp twice. Can you agree with that?
No.
Okay, so when you went there, they didn't indoctrinate you and confirm your presupposition that you lived on a spinning space ball. They didn't do that.
I mean, sure, probably.
Yes, they did. TheCrackRabbit. We can see too far to live on your ball. You'd never seen ages per mile squared drop over distance, and the sun during the first to the third quarter does not directly line of sight light the moon. So, therefore, you have some homework to do. We are telling you the truth, and you have indoctrination and cognitive dissonance holding you back from seeing the truth because your mind is blind. Can you agree with that?
No, probably not. No.
Okay, very good.
I guess probably now you can change my role, right?
Hey,
Change your mind. Oh,
Hey, it's cool, man. In an hour, we are not going to change a lifetime of indoctrination. We know that. In an hour, you cannot change a lifetime of indoctrination. But we're telling you right now, you've never seen inches per mile squared drop over distance. Therefore, how do you know it exists? You can see too far to be living on a ball of 39.59 miles. And I just told you, look into the sky. Look at the moon between the first and the third quarter. Line of sight tells you during those 14 days or so, the sun is not illuminating the moon directly line of sight. Therefore, the sun cannot be illuminating the moon. Therefore, there's some other answer that you're not allowing your mind to see.
The sun's pretty big, though, isn't it?
How big is it?
It's well bigger than the fucking Earth, isn't it?
In your fairy tale that you've been taught from indoctrination and cognitive dissonance, it is.
I mean, you can answer like that, I guess.
Well, how do you know how big the sun is?
Of course.
Have you measured it somehow, or is this just from the
Yeah,
indoctrination of your fairy tale?
It's from the indoctrination for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is that really an honest answer? Or are you just being,
Well, yeah.
Are you just saying that? Or
I will
genuinely?
It is.
Okay.
No, I haven't measured the size
Thank
of
you,
the
thank
sun.
Thank you.
Come on.
No, yeah. I mean, I just, I want to be honest with each other.
I'm gonna send some guy even though you guys wouldn't even trust that, but send somebody few hundred miles from me, if not more, and then we're gonna try and do some trigonometry to figure out the size of the sun or something. Like, come on, what am I doing?
I find it interesting that you went to space camp at Canaveral in Alabama, and you don't think that they presupposed the ball when you went there or reverse engineered the ball, and that you trusted them even though you've never seen ages per mile squared drop over distance and we can see too far. I find it interesting that your senses have given way, and you've abdicated your senses to somebody else's presuppositions, and you took it because you were born into a prison system you cannot see. A Grace Rabbit. This can be one of the most important revelations in an entire person's life, that they've been lied to since birth, and you laugh it off. It's okay, man.
I do.
It's okay, man. It's okay. It's okay, man. It's all right, bro. It's okay, because we're not going to change your mind in an hour. We understand that, but if you do those things that we ask you to do, try to find ages per mile squared drop over distance. You can't. We see too far. We do see too far. And please look at the moon and look at the first quarter.
It's funny that the Black Swan has changed now, because it used to be that shot from the mountains.
You're changing the subject.
Why are we?
No, I'm not.
You're changing the TheCrackRabbit. You're changing the subject. Please look at the moon from the first quarter, waning gibbous, full moon, waxing gibbous, the third quarter, and be honest with yourself. The sun is not directly illuminating the moon, so something is going on that you won't recognize now, but you may later.
So the Earth should block out all of the light
I
to the
never
moon?
said that.
When
I never said that.
so when would the sun not directly illuminate half of the moon?
You have your crescent, waning and waxing crescent, that it is looking down towards the sun. But when it gets to the first quarter through the waning gibbous to the waxing gibbous to the third moon to the third quarter, it is not directly illuminating the moon. You can look at that yourself and make a decision. We're asking you to use your own eyes to see you don't have 8 inches per mile squared drop over distance. You can see too far and look to the sky and look to the moon and see that the sun is not directly illuminating it. And when you do, and when you open your mind, you will see you don't live on a spinning space ball in the vacuum of outer space, that you live on something that was created for you and for everybody else that you love by a creator. You will see that.
By a creator?
By God in the Bible, yes.
And everyone here believes that as well.
It doesn't matter. Does that matter? We're talking about
kind of, because
the
I mean
Earth.
he's punctuating it with that, so I was just curious.
Well, bro, I don't know. I don't care. You believe what you want. You came here, right? You came to us. We didn't come to you.
Well, I mean, you came
And
here as
nobody
well.
wants
What are you
you
talking
to
about?
say, I didn't come to you.
No. You said you came here, and I'm saying the same to you. You came here.
No, Paul's been here.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Yes,
I've been here
so
for
he
years.
came
friend.
here. I've been here for years as well. I just haven't been here in a
Years?
few months. Yeah, since 2019.
But you came here, right? To talk to us. I didn't really come here to talk to you specifically tonight. I didn't know you were going to come tonight, right? So
The
you came
same
to
can be
us
said
wanting
from
to
my
talk to us
side.
about this topic. Look, all I'm trying to say is, nobody here is trying to convince you of anything. All we're asking you to do is to take all the information that you've been taught and really scrutinize it.
Okay,
And
and
really be honest with yourself. Like
all I
what
asked
Jim
2
just
seconds
told you
ago.
about the moon, completely debunks what you're saying about this working globe model that you say you have.
Cool. I'll see it.
Well, no, that's not cool.
I'll see it. Yeah, let's see.
That's you don't. And I'm not saying take Jim's word for it. I'm just saying you came here, right? Why did you come here? Just because you read, you found this information that you thought somehow was some flat Earth killer, some debunking.
No.
Because honestly, bro, you don't really seem that well versed on even the globe model or any of our positions
No,
at
in
all.
reality, I haven't argued flat Earth shit in years, straight up. Yeah, like I said, I just came here because I literally have explained it multiple times, so I don't know why you're even questioning it. Yeah.
Because I don't know, you're fighting awfully hard against, and you're trying to make
what
it
happened to
seem
Battle
like.
Mod? I literally have asked
Why
it
do you
multiple
keep
times.
talking about
all.
Battle Mod?
I was hoping maybe someone would just point me in the direction of where dude was, because I don't know. Yeah, we disagree on a lot of shit, but dude's pretty funny, and me and him had, I don't know. That's all, Literally, I've said it multiple times.
Yeah, I don't care. Yes. And we've said what we said about. No, we're not interested in that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but you were asking why I came here, and I've already said it multiple times, so
Well, you just came here because you wanted to ask about Battle Mod. Come on. That's dishonest.
No, it's true. But I stayed just because you guys,
TheCrackRabbit, is the truth important to you?
I mean, yeah.
Okay, if the truth is important to you, I think everybody here will ask you to verify that you can see too far for your ball, that you don't see 8 inches per mile squared drop over distance, and you will look at the moon and you will see that the sun for about 14 days between the first quarter, the waning and waxing in third quarter, does not directly illuminate the moon. If you can open your mind and see that what you've been taught is a lie, that's all we can ask for you. And then we would ask you to come back after you've done that and talk
So
to
what's
us about it.
blocking the light that gets to the moon?
What you need to do is observe it for yourself, as
I'm
I have.
asking.
No. Don't take, as Paul said, don't take my word for it. You go do the work yourself. You do the work yourself, as Heretic, Timbo, myself, Paul, everybody, Kel, everybody has done the work for themselves. You go do the work for yourself and then come back and tell us what you observed with your own eyes, and then we can talk about it. You do the work yourself. That's all we ask, and we appreciate your time here with us tonight.
Yeah, and I'll add to that too that none of us mind like sharing our position with you and why we've come to know what we know, but nobody here is saying just believe us, right? None of us are saying that at all. But if you're interested in it and you want to, sit with us and understand where we're coming from, this is what you have to do, And
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Battle Mod. This is what happened, right? He was actually recruited by NASA, and for this secret mission to Saturn, and
I
he's
like
on
this
Saturn.
response. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, he's on Saturn, bro. So there you go. Is that a good answer?
Sure. Fuck it, right?
Yeah,
No. Literally, I randomly, like over the last week and a half, like 2 weeks or something, like there were like 3 servers that I had just like he had invited me to, and I just like randomly joined, and now they're all gone. And then he's just like off the face of the planet as far as Discord goes. So I was just curious. I was like, maybe he's in here. So I just like jumped
sure.
in.
I took a break. I actually had a lot of conversations with him as well, late nights when I first got here. And I had to take a break for a while. I was off the server for like 6 months, right? And when I came back, pretty much everybody, including him, that I had made a connection with, were gone. So it isn't just him. I have an entire list of contacts that are deleted users. So, and I did inquire, but then I realized, what people have other lives besides this, right? And is it really my business? No. Whatever happened, if he left on his own, I don't know. Is it my business? What? No.
Yeah, don't know. That's all. Yeah, literally, that's why I joined. I was just curious. No lie. But I stuck around for a minute. Just
So you should stick around, longer. Come by tomorrow.
You guys don't get a lot
Do
of.
some of these like observations that we're talking about, and come back and tell us what you saw, like what you observed. I would love that, dude.
We're going to go to the new moon here real soon. I think we're in the waxing crescent time right now. So you're going to have about, I'd say, 8 or 9 days before it gets to the first quarter. And when it gets to the first quarter and the weather is okay, I ask you to go out and look at the moon, because the moon will be to the left of the sun, and look at it as it goes into the waning gibbous, and then up to the full moon, and then get up early in the morning and look at it when the moon is to the right of the sun, and see which direction the sun is pointing towards the moon, and if the moon is being lit by the sun directly, as we've been told in the fairy tale.
Is it going to be like illuminated, like from the other side, like where
I want you to
like
go.
the dark side's going to be like towards the
Crack
sun or
Rabbit,
something?
Crack Rabbit. I want you to go.
I'm trying to know what I'm
Crack
looking
Rabbit.
for.
No, I don't want you to do it now. I want you to go look for it yourself.
Jim
Don't
doesn't
figure
want
out
to. He
what
doesn't
I'm
want
looking
to.
for.
Poison your mind with what you think you're gonna see
I
before
want.
you see it for yourself, right?
I want
If
you to. I want you to see it for yourself, Crack Rabbit, and then I want you to open your mind and think that maybe you've been lied to, and then come back and have an honest discussion, because you have to see it for yourself.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't
Sorry.
think he's asking much of you. Yeah, it's pretty.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Totally fine.
Hey, maybe you'll go out there and check, and you'll be like, "Hey, those flat earthers were full of it. There's 8 inches per mile squared drop everywhere.
Yeah.
Go check."
Well, I don't know how I'm
That'd
going
be
to check
great, wouldn't
that. You know, I just do HVAC. I don't know if I'm going to be able to verify. You know, the curvature.
The easiest way to check is to look for a geometric horizon, because 8 inches per mile squared drop equals a 1.2 mile times square root of observer height in feet geometric horizon, which is kind of a mouthful, but not as crazy as it sounds. So at 1 foot of height, you got to have a horizon at 1.2 miles if that curvature exists.
I live
You can
in the
just go out and
mountains.
see.
There's no way. You know, like you know.
Okay, fair enough. So do I, for what it's worth.
Yeah, I live in the mountains. But anyways,
Yeah, that
speaking of
disappoints me too, is I don't live near any large bodies of water.
but
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean, I live in
I
the
could
mountains.
drive to Lake Michigan. It's like 2.5 hour drive.
Yeah.
speaking of work, for me it's 1:06 a.m. So I'm gonna have to, cut it off. It was fun chatting, fellas. And yeah, sure. I'll take a look at some stuff, and then we'll
So
come
what
back.
part of the East Coast do you live in?
Virginia.
Oh, okay.
I do ask you to look at the moon and be honest with yourself about your indoctrination, and then come back and those of us in here who are all bros, we'll talk to you as a bro, and we'll let you tell us what you observed, and then we'll have a nice honest conversation. Does that sound fair?
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Hey, and if you don't want to do what Jim's asking you to do, bring in some more of these supposed observations that prove the globe model. We can talk about that too. Because you said, there's so many, but we didn't really get into specifics about, kind of steered away from that. But I'll entertain it once in a
Again,
while.
like I said, it has been years since I've actually sat and tried to argue flat Earth stuff. You know what I mean? It's been years.
Why are you trying to argue it though? Well, why is it an argument?
So why tonight? I'm curious.
Well, yeah, and why does it have to be an argument? What are we?
Because I don't know. Because I had a few beers and I forget. I jumped into a different one the other night, and some guy was like having a fucking meltdown, and he was like talking about going to a mass shooting. So I was like what's
Okay.
going on? I was like, what's going on in here?
It sounds like you're trying to be convinced. That's what it sounds like to me.
No. I mean, not. These discords are definitely more fun than like just I don't know, anywhere else. Yeah, they're fun.
So you're saying what you're saying is you're not really interested in this at all. This is just pure entertainment for you.
I mean,
Is that what you just said?
Discord is entertainment for me. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So being entertained is more important than the truth to you?
No. I mean, I enjoy the truth. What do you mean?
Okay. So I want you obviously be happy and be entertained.
I will go.
Yes. Yes.
I'll make
Please.
some personal
Please.
moon observations. Let's do
Please.
that.
Please.
Yeah.
And you know what? If you when you want to do this, and maybe you need like some help, don't be afraid to reach out to one of us.
No, I have a telescope.
This Discord is great because not only do you get entertained, but you get told the truth. It's amazing.
That's what all of these discords tell me.
Well, I don't know about that, but I don't know, man. We're giving you things that you can, do for yourself. We're not just saying, "Hey, this is truth." We're saying, "Hey, look,
go look,
do it, man, do it."
I got you.
Nobody told me that we lived on a stationary plane, topographical plane. Nobody told me that. I went out and looked for myself. I literally have walked a football field. I literally have looked at a sunset and the moon, and I have basically done everything that it took to convince me that we see too far and that the moon is God's perfect calendar. Now, if you can do those things yourself, your mind will open, your eyes will see, and then you will see the truth. Thanks for coming in tonight.
Yeah, I want to applaud you too for not asking the question that we get so often before everybody leaves is, and maybe it's because you've been around a while, but you didn't ask us, okay, if the Earth is flat, why would they lie? But that's an important question, right? But you didn't ask it.
No, it's been
Did you
asked a
think
million.
about that at all? Was it on your mind at all?
That's old shit to ask.
Okay, good. Good. I'm glad that yeah. So you can accept.
And it's superfluous. It makes it doesn't do anything.
Right. Yeah, exactly. But you can, so you're not hammered down with the idea once you get through all this information, right? That, well, come on. It can't be true because, first of all, why would they lie? And how would all these people, everyone's lying? So you're not going to be, that's not going to be a roadblock for you?
I mean, there is a bit of truth to the idea for sure, but no, it's not a roadblock. Anything?
Cool.
Let's focus on physical observations that a single person can do themselves.
Yeah.
Let's focus on that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, cool. Like I said, yeah, it's like now it's 1:11. I have air conditioners to fix tomorrow, so been fun. You guys have a good one.
Yeah, take care.
What is your profession?
See, old friend, I brought more soldiers than you did.